stuff out of context, my beloved.
Oh my god.
We also gotta make like our intros and outros like as cheesy as possible. You know, we gotta like throw in all the like lime puns that we can. Hello, every lime, and welcome to the premiere of Limecast, the Imperfect Creator Podcast. I hope you're all doing well wherever you are in the world, and thank you so much for giving us a slice of your time. Oh my god, it sounds just as cheesy as I hoped it would. I'm so happy. All right, it is cold AF right now in my neck of the woods. Get the small talk out of the way. How are you guys today? Ava, morning. I'm totally keeping this pause in there so everybody knows how scared you are.
Don't you dare.
Try me.
I don't even have my YouTube voice. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi, people.
I'm totally putting that at the beginning of the podcast.
No.
Rip.
Before we dive into today's topics, let's get our disclaimer out of the way. This podcast is mainly focused on being a creator and the various aspects that affect that super broad definition. Topics can range from our favorite brands of pencils to serious current affairs. We aim for transparency and sincerity and will not shy away from some sus or generally heavy topics. So, please understand that this podcast is intended for mature audiences and keep yourself in spaces where you feel safe and comfortable. We are imperfect creators and our opinions may change over time. We also do not claim to be experts in the field of literally anything, so please always utilize your own thoughts, feelings, and research. Fun fact, on the YouTube video, you won't have to listen to that every time. It's just on the screen in text for you to read. Neat, huh? If you are watching on YouTube, please forgive the mess. We're currently unpacking and setting up that unpacking. God, I can't read. I have to read my script and talk. I can't do this. Well, the bloopers are going to be great from all this.
Oh yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, please forgive the mess. We're currently unpacking and setting up our virtual studio, so we hope to have that all cleaned up and looking nice in the near future. Thank you for your patience. Since this is our very first episode, we're going to relax into some very introductory things. This will probably be the easiest script I'll ever write, honestly. Intro stuff kind of writes itself, you know? So, let's start by doing some introductions. Please note, the whole lot of us are VTubers, so we will refer to ourselves as these created characters. So for anyone listening on a podcast site, please don't panic when I refer to myself as something other than human. This is all for fun and allows for a degree of separation from the real monsters behind the mic. Now, your regular hosts on this Limecast podcast will be me and two of my closest companions. So let's get to know them. Starting out with our very own in-house dragon hybrid. Let me introduce my beloved friendo, Ava. Ava, how are you doing?
Hello. I am totally not stressed and totally not worried that I'll say something stupid. Hello, my name is Ava. I am the in-house dragon human hybrid, one of the many artists we have on the team. I also do some voiceover and help out with story writing.
Hell yeah. We love our in-house dragon human hybrid. Top tier. The best dragon human hybrid I have ever met. Hands down. All right. Next up, we have the devilish devil himself. Hello, morning. How are you today?
I am doing good. My name is Morningstar. It's nice to meet you, everybody. I am the emotional support squeaky toy, or a pillow, a square pillow. Yes.
An emotional support pillow?
Yeah, but, there are other types of pillows, and I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm not one of those, what we call body pillows. Last time I checked.
Oh my god.
I said everything has a price, okay?
I love the direction that went.
I need food. I'm so hungry.
Cheezers.
Jesus creepers!
Yeah, there it is.
There
it is! Recorded in its full glory.
Oh my god.
Please check mark the daily Jesus Creepers.
We need a freaking bingo for the podcast, like Jesus Creepers, Foxy being called short, etc.
Podcast bingo. Limecast bingo, let's go.
Instead of bingo, it's just called Limo. Limeo.
Limeo. Limeo. Limeo.
Limo was it, Nate?
No, that's going to be stuck in my head. Man, of all the things I needed stuck in my head, that is not it.
Here we are.
Here we are. All right, that's it. Great podcast, everybody. Okay, now that you know the important teammates, I'll introduce myself as well. My name is Dragon Foxy. I am a definitely fox and not puppy boy VTuber. Thanks for asking. I have been questioned on the ears and tail I have been creating since as long as I can remember, and I've been around the world with the kind of things that I create, only to land back here at the original dream that we're now working on in our Bad Limeade studio. I couldn't be happier to be here with my friends. I'm very much looking forward to the days to come. So thank you guys both for being here. I'm very excited.
Now, there's probably quite a few people out there saying, "I'm sorry, bad what? Bad limeade? What was that? Would you like to tell them what limeade is? Spread the word."
At you taking the reins. I'm proud. All right. I see. Crew co-hosting at its finest. I love this. All right. You're right. I do mention limes, and not only limes, but bad limes, the baddest of limes. Bad Limeade Studio, which is where you will be watching this podcast video. It is our joint effort creative studio. I would like to, in quick summary, say the things that we are working on creating. Suffice it to say, there are many things in production in our little studio. So I will very much be looking forward to introducing it more formally in another episode. But yes, that is our creative home, the creative den where everything goes. We're pouring all of our creativity into various aspects of Bad Limeade Studio. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to start publishing some stuff.
Yeah.
The pause.
Don't mind them. They freeze over sometimes.
This just feels like Foxy, who has like two sock puppets. Right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like that episode of My Little Pony where Pinky's got just like all the inanimate objects having their own little party of one.
Hey, a party's a party. Now here's the goal. When Foxy edits this, or whoever will, if they laugh during the editing process, it means that we did some good things.
Oh my god, I laugh every time. Like I pull up the lines from you guys, and you leave like the silly little moments, or just, I don't know, silly takes. It's so good. It makes me happy every time. So we mentioned this is going to be a creator podcast. That in mind, this is a perfect way to get us going. So I'm going to start by asking each of you a simple question. What kinds of things do you create? Who wants to go first? Don't everybody jump in at once. The awkward pause called it. Knew it. All right, Morning, go.
Oh. Hey, what was the question?
Were you not paying attention in class?
Yeah, yes. Page 60, 69, right?
Yep.
Okay. The things I like to create. Manga, not official. I wish one day, perhaps. But yes, manga, and in its in more broad terms, stories, characters. The idea of sharing stories to the world. The idea to write something, and as you're writing, it's a sad moment, and being able to convey those feelings to someone else at a different time, at a different place in the world. When you read a story and you laugh out loud, someone wrote this like what, years ago? Isn't it amazing? It's kind of cool. And here's a little. This is where I start sounding crazy. But what if you write stuff? You write what you've learned throughout your life. You know, the life lessons. The don't attribute value to other people's opinions and all that other stuff that you wish you knew as a high school kid. And then you write a story, you write a manga, aimed at at that demographic. And who knows, what if it's so good and it stays there for forever? Because we all know some mangas that have ended a long time ago, but we still talk about it. And what if it reaches you in the next life and you have no idea you're the one who did this?
Look at you being philosophical. No, absolutely. I love that. I love that whole concept with story writing, right? The fact that it connects people from all over the place and from all aspects of time. It's really interesting. It's really cool. It makes me think, and this would be another fun thing to discuss, maybe in more detail on an episode later. But like the original intent, right, of story writing, like that's the whole purpose, as to kind of where it originated, was to convey information that is meaningful. I think of like the Croods when they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have it. Have you guys seen the Croods?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, all right. I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna like spoil quick spoiler warning. Yeah, about the Croods, the movie. But yeah, whenever he's like, "This is the story of Crispy Bear," and basically it dies, and here's how not to die. Like that concept of sharing what you've learned, right, in a way that makes it more accessible to other people, I think is really cool.
Oh yeah, and there's so many stories about, like, the story is simply a tool to convey this message. I heard one of them from, I forgot which culture exactly, but it was like, if you go out and we could see your belly button in your outfit, it's not good. No, the demon's gonna show up and he's gonna steal it. So now I assume the kids, not the adults, but the kids are the ones like, oh no, I can't, so they hide it. And essentially the actual message was just like, hey, dress up warm enough so you don't get sick.
Right.
Yeah. And probably the most popular one out there, be a good kid so Santa's gonna give you presents, but just be a good kid, man.
Yeah, we love the greed motivator. We love the greed motivator.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Talking about your basic hierarchy of needs when you're young. But yeah. I'll try not to tangent off too much. Oh my god, it's gonna be hard to not tangent in these these episodes, but that'll be part of the fun of it, right?
3 tangents later.
ADHD.
3.
That's why the warning's on my shirt.
Only 3.
Yeah, only 3. That's actually impressive.
It does kind of it makes me think though, like it really, like what we get and what we need, like it's the same, but it's also different, right? Like it's evolved over time what we utilize stories for. So conveying messages, like you said, lessons, life lessons. And nowadays, stories are also like an escape. It's a way to get your mind, like to relax your mind and get it off of kind of things that might be happening around you. But yeah, for all of these reasons, I think story writing it's amazing. It's amazing for all of the ways that it serves us as people. The
very big umbrella term is it's all about stories, because the other things I haven't done a lot, like really not, like I think one, but like the ASMRs and not the I'm brushing your hair or I'm brushing your teeth, the ASMR, like the story ASMR, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's more about the story. Think of like think of a manga you really like, and it's mostly going to be relatively long, right? And the idea that like all of this, of course it got developed as it went, but it was still in some guy's head, right? Could you imagine if that person didn't share it to the world?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
And how attached, right? Like we get to the ones that are really meaningful, like to us personally. Man,
yeah.
Like it's like hard to imagine, like life wouldn't be the same without them.
Oh yeah,
world without therapy games.
I know. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that world.
and I'm sure there's some fictional characters out there, and like that actually serve as motivation for people in real life. People have their poster and say, you know what, I don't feel like studying, but my favorite character is actually smart. I want to be like that person. I want to be like, I don't know. It's interesting how far a fictional character can move us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like I don't know how many times I've seen like t-shirts or like tank tops or whatever that have like Goku on them. Like for people like going to the gym, training to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but no, we're just human, superhuman.
Yeah. It's fun. I don't know. It gives it, anything that you do, it gives it kind of a fun twist. It really can be motivating. I know I've told you guys the story of me when I was a super shy kid leaning on one of my favorite characters from Fruits Basket, Yuki. Whenever Yuki was trying to be brave and partake in games that his classmates were playing. And I was like, you know what? If Yuki can do it, I can too. And a few years later, now I'm a really obnoxious studio director and podcast host. So here we go. Look at that. Go fictional characters. Improving our lives in so many ways.
So remember, kids, WWYD. What would Yuki do?
That's right. Absolutely. All right. in-house dragon human hybrid. You want to tell us what kind of things you like to create?
I also love writing stories, like the amount of stories that I have written down, but I have to like work on them more so they're fully polished and I'm able to like make maybe manga panels of them or maybe create a visual novel, whatever. It's still, everything is work in progress, as always. I also enjoy, of course, drawing, doing voiceover stuff. And sometimes, whenever I'm feeling weird, I also dive into creating lyrics for songs.
OMG, the songwriting. Yes, absolutely. Something that our listeners may be interested in. We totally, speaking of the stories that you've written, one of the things that we've done in our little studio chats is to have our team members showcase some of their original stories. So that's been really cool. You have some awesome stories in progress, both of you do. And I'm so excited for both of you to see where things go with them.
There's so much.
There is.
And whenever we branch out, it feels like, maybe this is going to be the last branch of the tree. No, the tree keeps on growing.
Yeah, just when you think we're good, and then that's the ADHD. But I think that's
it's a whole forest by now.
No, for real. It's really fun though. It's really fun. You burn out if you really hyper focus one thing to just an extreme degree, and this gives us so many things that still advance the studio, advance us as creators, but keep us from having to just burn out on one particular thing. It's really nice. It's really nice to be able to kind of stretch those muscles in different ways, different directions. Definitely a lot. It's a lot going on. I think it's pretty clear, like for our studio, in our perspective, our joint kind of main focus, right, is story writing, character development, and all of that. I think it's very, very evident that like that's our favorite, right? But in terms of creativity, there's so many facets of it. I don't know. It's really cool. We talk about the big players in the game, like Hoyoverse, that has they've got their games. They release their the Hoyo mix tracks, the different facets that you'll see in a Hoyoverse game between the combat, and then you have the story, and then you have like the what are they called? The little character specific, the hangouts. You have the hangouts, which kind of they totally play out like dating sim style hangouts, and you go in different directions. Like there's so many things, so many avenues, even in just the realm of storytelling. We're gonna do some wild stuff.
And it's not just not that we need to. Do we need to prove ourselves? But yeah, not that we need to prove ourselves or justify ourselves. But like we're not just saying it. I wish I could show you guys all the things we have that are already in motion. There's so much.
Yeah.
The amount of work. Didn't we just say? So we've been having our regular weekly meetings for, what did we say, 6 months now?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And we haven't missed a single week. How many times, right? We would wake up on like Monday and be like, is it Thursday yet? Yeah, we've looked forward to it. And every week, for having run that long that we've been having these meetings, like not a single week has been unproductive. Like we've had really great conversations. We've advanced so many things. We've tested concepts. We've learned so much. We've trialed some ideas. We've modified things as we've gone along. And I assume that stuff will continue to happen. It's so cool. It's so cool. And Morning is absolutely right. If any of you were to see what our like production Discord looks like, it's absolutely wild. There's so many channels, so many different things that are going on, so many different channels for ideas and inspiration, and things that we have produced, test pilot projects. Oh, it's so good. It's motivating. It's motivating to see all that. Yeah, we're definitely not just saying it. There's been a lot of work that's being done behind the scenes, especially these last couple of months. I went kind of quiet on my streaming in my little streaming community. Like I feel kind of bad because there's not a whole lot just like sitting out there on the channels to show what's been happening behind the scenes. But I'm like, I wake up every day and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so busy. Mm-hmm. There's never a dull moment. There's always stuff to be worked on. And that we are actively working on. The fruits of all of that are finally starting to get to a point where we are we're getting some stuff done and ready to actually publish.
And to the people out there listening who feel that little spark of ambition igniting, saying, you know what, I also want to do something. I also have something I've always wanted to do. Or me and my friend, however many you guys are, right? If you want to, if you want to do pretty much like the same thing as us and get that snowball rolling, right? I think here's what's really important is the reason why we meet weekly is because we keep our eyes on the goal. We keep our eyes on, progress. And at the end of the meeting, we prepare stuff like, hey, what should we do until we meet up? So let's show up with something that, it's always in the name of progress, right? Like, it's okay if everything is behind the scenes, right? Like, let's say you and your friends are drawing a manga, right? And behind the scenes, and it's been 3 weeks, and all you guys have is the characters and their background stories and maybe character design. Now, there's nothing out there yet. It's okay. My point is, progress is progress, even though it's all behind the scenes. Because what's the front scene without what happens behind? So keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes focused on progress, and it's okay to advance slowly. Sometimes there will be weeks like this, but just don't let go and do it for yourself as well, because that's also true. You're doing it for yourself, and you're the better version of yourself.
Absolutely. Well said. I think the weekly meetings have been they've been so helpful to change the flow of things and actually get things going. The accountability, right? Like accountability with friends. I think, so what I realized, and I was actually just thinking about this morning, because I've done so much just as like a solo creator. And for me, I don't think I realized how much I personally, I wanted to have people involved. And that's going to be different for everybody, right? Like some people are going to thrive in that kind of solo environment. I have been thriving a lot more having you guys, right? I want to show you guys things. I want to get you guys involved. I want to create opportunities for you guys. Like that's what motivates me as a creator, far more than just promoting myself. So I think finding that thing that works for you as an individual, right? Your individual motivation that really gets you going. And also not being afraid to reach for the actual thing that you want. Something I definitely want us to have a full episode on later, talking about overcoming the things that hold you back, right? I used way too many logical justifiers to not be doing the big project when in reality, because I thought it was just me, right? Like it's just me and it just felt like it was too much. But since saying, you know what, I really want to work on a big project. Now I have, I have multiple big projects that I'm involved in, and it feels so good to really just own what it is that you like and go in full-hearted. For me, it's made so much more special by having friends. So finding, like I said, finding what motivates you, really leaning into what it is that you want to do, and not holding yourself back. It's as cheesy and generic as it is. I can definitely attest. It makes a difference.
So on the topic of like things holding you back, I'd like to make a little tangent. I'd like to make a little tangent on the topic of you said if you can find what's holding you back and kind of like get rid of it or manage it and deal with it. Of course that's good, right? And one of the things that I think holds a lot of us back is procrastination. So for an example, you want to draw 1 hour every day, but then something happens. Well, tonight I got people coming over, and then the next day, I'm really tired. I did extra hours at work. It's okay. Life will get hectic, and it's okay. Now, here's the important part. We can't wait forever for an opportunity. Most of the time, we have to make that opportunity. A very, very small story. I had a friend who got himself a piano, but not the 88 keys, just a smaller one. He wanted to practice and just for fun, just for himself. And he would never practice because he would never have time. But one day he told himself, I do have time. Like every day after supper, like when I feel bloated, I watch TV, I just relax and all these things. And it's about making time instead of waiting until, I got nothing to do and now I can finally play piano. It's like you have to make it. Maybe you're going to be lucky and something is going to show up on a silver platter, but it happens to 1 in a million. So opportunities are rare, but it doesn't mean we can't make them.
Absolutely. I think it's such a turning point because I think being streamers, right, having watched streamers, communicated with a lot of streamers, like I've definitely encountered other creators who they created in the hopes of something like a miracle happening. Like they're just kind of waiting for their star to shine, if you will, like something to happen, that one in a bazillion chance that some producer or big VTuber like comes by their stream and is like, oh, I really like this person, I'm gonna grab them up and turn them into a superstar. They don't always do it for themselves, push their own content, advocate for themselves. They just kind of drift, and definitely been caught in that drift cycle before. So I think kind of realizing that you do have that potential, right? To make those opportunities for yourself, to really push the kind of content that you want to make, to lean into that, to move forward with it. It's inspiring, it's motivating, it's really cool. It's really cool. Once you actually, you let yourself kind of own that instead of just waiting for a miracle, right?
Mm-hmm. On that topic, I have something, it's going to sound a little, I don't know, cheesy, a little silly.
We love cheese,
but hey,
let's go.
it helped me, so who knows? If it could help at least one person out there, I'll be happy. Now, we've all heard about the multiverse because, we've all seen the Avengers go into another dimension. And I don't know how that works. There's so many ways, of course, right? But here's the point. I see it as whenever you have a choice, that's when your world separates into two worlds, right? The one of them is you could get up. You could get up and go to the gym. Or you know what? You could stay in your bed and watch some memes on your phone, which is okay. Both are really okay. And I'm very competitive for no reason. And the idea that there's a better me out there, that motivates me. I want to be the better person. There's no way. I don't know. I don't want to be the guy who stays on the couch, And I want to be, even though it's snowing outside and I have to like shovel the snow now and get my car out of it's worth it. And it's fulfilling. You're happy after. You come back home and you're like, you know what? I could have stayed in bed all day, but I didn't.
Heck yeah. Use Multiverse U for motivation. I want this to be the coolest timeline.
Yeah,
no, it is. It's such a cool, it's a really fun way to think about it.
One motivating thing that we also do with our weekly meetings is saying what we're proud of this week, and that also has helped me multiple times to push myself to be better.
Mm-hmm.
We do that every single week. And it's fun. It's fun, and I'm happy to know that it it affects you guys the same way that it does me.
And we all love it.
Oh my god, yeah! Literally, it's literally like we're hosting these meetings, right? But if one of us doesn't mention it, the other one will. Like we can't. We could all opt out of it. No, I don't wanna. But we hold each other. We hold each other accountable for that, to be able to have something positive, right? And it is something to kind of work for. So yeah. To what you mentioned, gotta have something. Gotta have something to say for the meeting. How can I push myself a little bit, or have something that I can report back to the team that I'm proud of this week.
I'm not sure on the specifics of what I can and cannot say, so
say it all.
I'm leaning on you, so you can cut off whatever you need to cut off.
No, it's fine.
Just cut it in post.
Yeah, right.
Yep, we can always cut it in post.
So here's a little trivia. About our studio. And the truth is, we just happen to be people with, I don't know what's the opposite of an ego, but I don't know what are the odds, but all of us, I would say in some ways, perhaps we lack self-esteem, right? We don't see ourselves as awesome as we truly are, just like you listening right now. And it happens a lot. And for some reason, I don't know why the world is built like that. I don't know why our brains are built like that, but we latch on to the negative things. If 10 people say that you're cool during your day, but one person says, you know what, you suck, you're going to remember that one person. And I don't know why.
Negativity bias. Negativity bias. I could do a whole podcast on the my suspected science behind negativity bias.
We were starting this. We were maybe 2 weeks in, 2 meetings in. And I just told myself, like, if we're going to do this, it's such a big project, which was, we had like actually 10% of what we have now. It was still big. It was still relatively big. Like our goal and what we plan on creating and putting out there, you guys will see in due time. I told myself, there's no way we can't start this and work on this while we're here saying like, well, you know what, I'm not that cool. And that's why I proposed the idea of, hey, let's highlight our good things, because we have our good sides. Of course we do. And I think that's just very healthy.
It really does help. And I think because so often, like, one of the struggles that I have, right, is attributing like confidence, equating it to ego. And it's not that at all. Finding your confidence, being able to bring out those positive things, the reasons that you can and should believe in yourself, because absolutely that was a huge issue that I was facing, was constantly telling myself that I wasn't enough to do these things that I wanted to do, to create the kind of content that I wanted to make. You know, I was just me. And that super low self-esteem, like, it really got in the way of making any progress. I would run in circles and never get anywhere. The shift, right? Since we've been having our meetings, been working personally, right, on trying to build that confidence as well. And it's a totally different world right now. It's nice what it unlocks for you when you start to believe in the potential of things, the potential of yourself.
Yeah. And looking back, and you know, it doesn't need to be just like last week. It could be last month, last year, or anytime. Reminding yourself of the things you're proud of. It's not just an opinion. These are facts. And I think sometimes it's good to stop, turn around, and look at all of the footprints in the snow that you've done. It's not like imaginary. It's things you've done. All of the obstacles you've encountered and you've managed to bypass. That just highlights the good things, because most of the time in our current life, the current obstacle and the current mountain we're trying to climb, it kind of like outshines all of our past achievements, because that's all we think about. The mountain right now is really hard to climb. That's all we think about. And we forget about all the good things. So for the people listening and who decide, you know what, today is the first step, right? I'm starting today. Or you know what, maybe there's people listening who are already, the snowball is already rolling, right? And for anyone who is planning on, you know what, I want to do something, there's something I want to do. No matter how big or how small, as long as you do it for yourself, and it's totally legal. There's a piece of advice I believe in, and it's the mindset. Your mindset is absolutely everything. Here's an example, right? Someone who walks in, they go to a race, and they walk in with the idea of like, I don't know how good I'll do. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll just see, right? And they end up second or third, which is pretty good. I always tell myself, could you imagine if that person walked in and saying like, I got this? And of course, earlier we did brush on the topic of confidence doesn't equal ego. There's a little difference. Usually I think ego is also you kind of see others down, but confidence is about seeing yourself up. Right.
Absolutely.
And it's just the idea, like, if you believe in yourself, you say, I got this. I think that's such an incredible tool. It's such a good tool. It works. And just try it. Next time, just try it.
And it really is that comparison, right? Like, that's a huge aspect of what makes the difference. Believing in yourself versus comparing yourself. You know, elevating yourself over others. Nothing good comes from that. for you or for them. You know, that egocentric sense of superiority, like it doesn't do anybody any actual favors. And you don't need that comparison to believe in yourself, right? Like if you're looking at a mountain that you have to climb, it's literally just a matter of, I believe I can climb this mountain, not comparing yourself to the other climbers. You know, you're all going to be on a different path up the mountain. So all you need to know is that you can make it up your path to the point that you're trying to reach. It doesn't matter what anybody else's path looks like. Everyone's going to have different obstacles. Everybody's on a different face of the mountain. Everybody's going at different speeds. None of that matters. Like, confidence is really just that. I believe that I can climb this mountain in this path.
We can.
Yeah, let's go team! Whoop whoop! My life is so much better having having you guys in it. Believing in yourself, believing in others, supporting others, uplifting others. Like, imagine if everybody pulled each other up instead of people trying to push others down to elevate themselves.
Yeah.
Well, now we're really talking nonsense here, you know? Now we're really dreaming, right?
Crazy, right? Wild.
Hey, maybe we'll just create these amazing stories, the same lessons, and perhaps people will see them and say, you know what? I believe in this.
That would be a life I could be proud of.
Earlier, you spoke about you did an allegory with climbing up a mountain, right? Mm-hmm. I'll jump on those coattails, right? I'm going to ride that because you remind me of something that I break everybody's ears with. If you've known me, you will hear about this. It's very, very close to my heart. And it's essentially the same thing. I've always had this mental image that our life, we're all sailing on a boat and we all have a different boat, right? And the point to take away from this is it doesn't matter what your neighbor has. And sometimes we get caught up in this. Look at this guy. Yeah, he has rich parents. Or, yeah, well, he had a promotion. I don't know, blah, blah. All these excuses. It doesn't matter. And that's the truth. It doesn't matter. It sucks when you see someone kind of like, I guess like they're prospering and you feel like you're not. I get that. It sucks. However, the truth is it doesn't matter what they're doing in their life. It doesn't matter how good or how bad they're messing it up. You still have to row your boat. If all you do is look at your neighbor, look at other people, your boat is not going anywhere. You're doing this on yourself. Just row your boat because it's not even a race. Everyone started at different times. We're not going in the same direction. And most of us don't even know where we're going. Don't worry about the others. Don't worry about how big their boat is or all the tools that they have. And there's something else I'd like to talk about is emotional support, parental support, friends. Is there something else? Your pets? I don't know.
Cats with long legs.
Yeah, zoomy cats. Cats in buckets.
So, people who support you, that is only wind in your sail. They cannot and they will not row your boat for you. You know, it's wind. It helps, and the same goes for people who don't support you. They say you can't do it, or it's people you wish that would support you, like your best friends, your siblings, but they don't believe in it. They just tell you stuff like, I don't know, I don't. It's gonna be hard, I don't know. Maybe you should give up. That wind, unfortunately, will it's gonna come. It's going to push you back. It's going to push you in the face. But once again, it's only wind in your sail. You're the real engine, and you are the only engine. If someone wants to stop their boat and throw rocks at you, and these rocks are going to be these words, these insults, anything they can to try to hurt you for some reason, and there will be people like that out there. Let them. It's okay. As long as you continue rowing your boat, you keep your eyes on the goal, and you keep on advancing, things will get better.
Yep, there's nothing that you can do to replace your boat with somebody else's. It is your boat. And the thing about it is, right, like if you can't change like the boat that you're in. And I think when you focus on what you have and how you can really make the most of that, like you deserve that. You know, you deserve to have the most that you can absolutely get from life. You give yourself every chance that you can, right? To do things that you love, be with people that you love, work towards things that you love and what you want to do, because you deserve that. That was fun. So
Yeah.
I think that'll be good to we'll go ahead. We'll wrap up there. We'll think of something really cheesy to say. You know, what did we say we were gonna say? See you next Lime. Lol.
Yes.
It's so funny.
I'll see you in the next live.
All right. Listeners,
funny.
audience, viewers, chat.
This was fun.
It was. It was a ton of fun. For anybody who spent your time listening, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for giving us a slice of your time. Life advice: life gives you lemons, trade up for limes. Teehee. There, not everybody's lives have been infinitely improved by cheesy VTuber wisdom.
That's such a corny line.
I know it is. It's so cheesy. I love all the cheesy stuff. So good. All right, team. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you very much for hanging out with me in our little studio. We'll be unpacked and we'll be rolling before you know it. I appreciate you guys very much.
Yeah, we don't plan on hogging all the wisdom for ourselves.
Wisdom. Imagine.
Wisdom.
Imagine having a wisdom.
I had a wisdom tooth, but it's gone now.
It's gone now. See, mine never. Literally went to the dentist. They were like, "Did you have your wisdom teeth removed at some point?" And I was like, "Bro, I never had them." True story.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yep. Random facts you didn't need.
Did you ever have your adult teeth? That already
I don't
happened?
still have my baby teeth. I mean, I have my adult teeth. I just
Okay.
never got wisdom teeth. Yeah. So no smarts for me.
Okay. I may or may not believe you.
It's true.
Foxy still with his baby teeth.
I have my big fox canines.
I have a little. I got string. We can find a door. Don't worry, it's okay.
No.
We'll
Stay
just
away
find the
from
door.
me. No.
Oh, it's a pull. Oh.
All right, crew. That is a wrap. All right. Hitting the stop button. Peacing out. Peacing out of the podcast. Bye, podcast. I'll edit you later. Bye. Mwah.